The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolo Machiavelli. You're standing at the edge of a battlefield. The enemy is invisible, yet omnipresent. It's not a foreign army or a rival faction. It's the relentless pursuit of approval, the ceaseless chase for validation, and the desperate scramble for attention. These are the true adversaries. In the game of power, the more you chase, the more you weaken your position. This isn't mere theory. It's a principle grounded in the very fabric of human behavior and historical precedent. Machiavelli, in his timeless work, The Prince, illuminates this truth. He advises that a ruler must not be overly generous with his presents or favors, for such actions can lead to dependence and, ultimately, a loss of respect. Instead, he suggests that a prince should make himself scarce, allowing others to come to him, thereby increasing his value and influence. Consider the modern landscape. In a world dominated by social media and constant connectivity, the temptation to be always available is overwhelming. Yet, those who master the art of strategic absence command greater respect and attention. By not constantly chasing after others' approval, you position yourself as someone of value, someone others must seek out. The cost of incessant chasing is steep. It drains your energy, dilutes your influence, and erodes your sense of self. When you constantly seek validation from others, you surrender your power, allowing external forces to dictate your worth. This is a perilous path, leading to a life led by others' expectations rather than your own principles. But there is a way out. By embracing the power of absence, by choosing when to engage and when to withdraw, you reclaim your throne. You become the sovereign of your own domain, commanding respect, not through relentless pursuit, but through deliberate presence and calculated withdrawal. Remember, the throne waits for the still. It is not the one who chases who rules, but the one who commands. I act, I wait, I command. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolo Machiavelli. Your mind is your throne. Every thought is a subject. Every emotion, a courtier. Allow chaos to reign, and your kingdom crumbles. Allow others to dictate your thoughts, and you become their servant. To rule your life, you must first rule your mind. Each uncontrolled thought is an enemy soldier breaching your gates. Unchecked emotions are assassins lurking in the shadows, ready to strike when you least expect it. Your mind is the battlefield, and you are the commander. To maintain sovereignty, you must fortify your mental defenses. Machiavelli understood the importance of discipline and control. In The Prince, he emphasizes the necessity of a ruler to maintain composure and strategic thinking, even in the face of adversity. He writes, "A wise ruler should not be disturbed by the changing fortunes of life. He should remain steadfast and resolute." This steadfastness is not merely a personal virtue, but a strategic necessity. The ruler who loses his temper or succumbs to fear loses his grip on power. In the modern world, this principle remains as relevant as ever. The constant barrage of information, the pressure to react instantly, the temptation to indulge in every passing emotion, all these are the modern-day invaders of your mental kingdom. To maintain control, you must cultivate the ability to pause, to reflect, to choose your responses deliberately. Implement daily rituals of reflection and meditation. These practices are not mere relaxation techniques. They are strategic exercises in mental discipline. By regularly retreating into stillness, you sharpen your awareness and strengthen your command over your thoughts and emotions. This is your armor against the chaos of the world. The cost of failing to maintain mental order is steep. Without discipline, your thoughts scatter like a disorganized army, vulnerable to defeat. Without control, Your emotions dictate your actions, leading you into traps set by others. In the absence of sovereignty, you are ruled by external forces. But there is a way to reclaim your throne. By mastering your mind, you become the ruler of your own destiny. You dictate the terms of engagement with the world, choosing when to act and when to remain still. You become the master of your emotions, not their servant. Remember, your mind is your throne. Guard it fiercely. Organize it meticulously. Allow no intruders. Only then can you rule your life with authority and purpose. Master your mind. Command your life. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. Niccolo Machiavelli. The first hour of your day is the first battle of your life. The moment your eyes open, the battlefield stretches before you. Invisible, yet lethal. It is a war waged not with swords, but with choices, with willpower, with the rhythm of your actions. Every morning you hesitate. Every second spent in distraction is a gain for chaos, a victory for procrastination, a surrender of your throne before the world even stirs. Imagine the day as an advancing army. You can wait for it to charge, reactive, vulnerable, defenseless. Or you can strike first, decisive, deliberate, and unshakable. The dawn is your ally if you know how to harness it. Those who conquer the morning take momentum that no one can wrest from them. Your victory is not in the grand gestures of the day, but in seizing the first light. Make your bed, move your body, sharpen your mind. These are not small acts. They are the first victories that echo through every decision that follows. You win at sunrise, and the rest of the world must catch up. Discipline is your armor. Structure your rituals like a general arranges his troops. Each task deliberate, each habit reinforcing strength, each pause calculated to defend against chaos. Without order, your day becomes a battlefield with no command posts, no strategy, no advantage. Every unplanned reaction is a crack in your defenses, a vulnerability others will exploit. Study history. Leaders who mastered their mornings, who rose before their rivals, who trained while others slept, ruled not just armies, but entire nations. Their dominance began in the quiet hours when the world was still dreaming. Take control of your first actions, and you control perception. To act before being acted upon is the predator's advantage. Strike with intention, while others linger in indecision. Make your plans, execute them swiftly, and let the world respond to your lead. The one who waits to react is always a step behind. The one who initiates dictates the rhythm. In these early hours, your mind is sharp, your energy pure, and your enemies, internal and external, unprepared. This is your moment to hunt, to dominate, to set the tone of power that follows you like a shadow all day. Every morning left unconquered is a throne surrendered, every habit ignored, every distraction indulged, chips away at your authority. But a day begun with precision, with the fire of first light fueling decisive action, builds invincibility. You become untouchable, not through luck, but through the strategy of dominance embedded in the first hours of every day. The world may rise later, but you have already claimed victory before the first footstep. Seize the dawn, fortify your rituals, strike first, strike hard, and let your day bow to your command. I rise, I strike, I conquer. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around. To him, Niccolo Machiavelli, you stand at the edge of your kingdom, not with a sword drawn, but with eyes wide open. The battlefield stretches before you, not of steel and blood, but of minds and motives. In this war, silence is your sharpest weapon. and stillness, your most lethal strike. In the art of war, the greatest generals know that the loudest clash is often the quietest. The battlefield is not always a place of noise and fury. Sometimes, it's the absence of sound that commands the most attention. When you withhold your presence, you force your adversaries to reveal their positions. They move, they react, and in their haste, they expose their vulnerabilities. This is the power of observation without action. By standing still, you become the predator watching the prey, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Your stillness is not a sign of weakness. It's a strategic maneuver that forces others to act, to make mistakes, to reveal their intentions. Consider the great chess masters. They don't always make the first move. Sometimes they wait, watching their opponent's every action, analyzing their strategy, and then, when the time is right, they make their move. This patience, this ability to remain still while the world moves around you, is what separates the master from the novice. In the realm of influence, your absence can be more powerful than your presence. When you're always available, always present, you become predictable, and predictability breeds contempt. But when you step back, when you allow others to seek you out, you become a figure of mystery, of desire. They come to you, not because you're always there, but because they fear you might not be. This is the paradox of power. Sometimes, the greatest action is inaction. By choosing when to act and when to remain still, you maintain control. You dictate the pace of the game, forcing others to dance to your tune. So, wield your stillness like a blade. Let your absence be a shadow that looms over your adversaries, making them question their every move. In the silence, find your strength. In the stillness, find your power. Remember, stillness is the silent blade that strikes without warning. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Niccolo Machiavelli, your throne is not a sanctuary, it is a battlefield. Every ally, every habit, every distraction is a potential assassin in disguise. To rule is to wield the sword of discernment, severing the ties that bind you to weakness. In The Prince, Machiavelli warns that a ruler must eliminate threats decisively to avoid future turmoil. He advises that a new ruler should eliminate threats immediately and reshape power quickly to avoid resistance. This ruthless pragmatism is not cruelty for its own sake. It is the cold logic of survival in a world where hesitation is an invitation to be overthrown. Consider the modern realm of social media. Your digital presence is a kingdom, and every notification, every comment, every message is a subject vying for your attention. To maintain sovereignty, you must ruthlessly eliminate the noise, the distractions that dilute your focus and erode your authority. But the cost of such elimination is high. It demands the courage to sever connections, to forsake comfort, and to embrace solitude. Yet, in this solitude lies strength. In the absence of the trivial, the essential emerges. To rule your mind, you must first conquer your habits. Identify the distractions that encircle you like vultures, waiting to pick at your resolve. Each moment spent in their company is a moment surrendered. Now take action. Unfollow the accounts that serve only to distract. Mute the conversations that lead you astray. Replace them with sources of strength, with voices that challenge you, with ideas that elevate you. Remember, the throne waits for the still. In the silence of your mind, you will hear the whispers of power. In the solitude of your discipline, you will find the clarity to rule. Decapitate the noise. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. Niccolo Machiavelli, your face is your battlefield. The mask you wear is not deception for its own sake. It is armor forged in the fires of power. Every expression, every movement, every pause communicates authority or weakness. To command is to control perception. To be obeyed, you must appear unshakable, untouchable, unbreakable. Emotional armor is your first line of defense. When doubt flickers behind your eyes, when hesitation trembles on your lips, the enemy notices. They sense weakness and circle in, ready to exploit it. Historical rulers understood this instinctively. Julius Caesar concealed fear and fatigue behind a calm exterior, projecting confidence that intimidated both allies and adversaries. Your composure is not vanity. It is strategic dominance. Hide uncertainty, and the world bends to your control. Controlled signals amplify your influence. Every gesture, every pause, every glance becomes a chess move. A raised eyebrow, a deliberate silence, the timing of a smile. These subtle cues shape perception and manipulate those around you. Leaders in modern arenas, executives, generals, negotiators, understand that power often resides in restraint. By calibrating your signals, you orchestrate the behavior of allies and adversaries alike. They follow you not because you demand it, but because you project the certainty they cannot ignore. Then comes the veil of mystery. What is predictable can be countered. What is unreadable commands attention. When your intentions remain hidden, others react to your moves rather than anticipating them. The unknown becomes your advantage. Like a predator in the shadows, your unpredictability generates respect, fear, and compliance. They obey because they cannot foresee, cannot manipulate, cannot outmaneuver you. Your mask is both shield and sword, a symbol of authority and a weapon of psychological warfare. Command the room before you speak. Let your presence alone dictate the rhythm of interaction. Cultivate silence as much as speech, and let every gesture be deliberate. When you act, make it decisive. When you wait, make it deliberate. Through this mastery of perception, you transform influence into obedience, presence into power. Wear your mask with intent. Let no flicker of doubt betray you. Command attention without demanding it. Create the space where your authority is unquestioned, where your movements are studied, where your mind remains unseen but omnipresent. Mask your uncertainty. Command the world. Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. Niccolo Machiavelli. Your deadliest weapon is not steel or fire. It is the mind honed into an assassin. Within your thoughts, within your daily choices, lies a precision capable of striking before the enemy even forms. Discipline is not passive, it is predatory. Every rationalization, every hesitation, every half measure is a target. Your first kill is internal. Eliminate the excuses that whisper weakness into your ears. Do not debate them. Do not delay. Strike decisively, for each allowed excuse becomes a foothold for failure, a crack in your armor. The predator within waits, patient and calculating. Before you face the world, you must face yourself. The strength of your will, the sharpness of your focus, the ruthlessness with which you correct your own flaws. These determine whether you dominate or succumb. Imagine a hunter surveying the terrain before the hunt, knowing every hiding place, every weakness in the prey. That hunter is your mind. Learn your internal landscape. Know where hesitation lingers, where temptation strikes, where complacency threatens. Neutralize it all before it touches the battlefield outside. Target your weaknesses as a grandmaster targets key chess pieces. A knight that can disrupt your strategy. A bishop that can undermine your control. These are not spared. Replace indulgence with rigor, distraction with precision, passivity with action. Each habit removed, each flaw addressed, consolidates power within your mind. preparing you to strike in the external world with unerring accuracy. Internal victory is silent, but its echo dominates every encounter. You are the shadow moving unseen, the hand that strikes before the enemy knows you exist. Your discipline becomes fearsome because it is invisible until it lands with irreversible effect. The world recognizes power, not merely in brute force, but in the calculated elimination of weakness that precedes every act. Your enemies outside are powerless against the assassin you cultivate inside. Do not flinch. Do not negotiate with weakness. Hunt it. Remove it. Make your mind a weapon honed to exactness. Let no hesitation survive, no rationalization breathe, no indulgence linger. Only in this relentless internal strike can you emerge untouchable in the external war. Strike within first, dominate without. Whosoever conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Niccolo Machiavelli. Within you lay as a wolf, silent, patient, waiting. Its hunger is your ambition, its instincts your strategy. Feed it with discipline, not indulgence. The moment you allow desire to run unchecked, it devours you instead of serving you. Mastery is not in denying hunger, but in channeling it, turning raw appetite into precision, turning longing into relentless action. Each goal you chase without restraint is fuel for chaos. Each craving controlled becomes ammunition for conquest. Controlling hunger is your first weapon. Every desire, every ambition, every spark of drive is a fire. You must tend it with care. Feed it too little and it dies. Feed it without control and it consumes you. The predator inside thrives on measured challenge, on purpose, on focus. Let every act of restraint sharpen instinct. Let every disciplined choice temper your aggression. And let every delayed gratification become the edge that separates you from the herd. Energy is ammunition. Your focus, your time, your effort, these are bullets in the war for dominance. Scatter them on trivial pursuits, and you weaken the strike of your wolf. Redirect them to the battlefield of your goals, to the campaigns that define your sovereignty. In modern life, this means eliminating distractions, cutting time-wasting habits, and prioritizing strategic action. Let every ounce of energy serve the hunt, not feed the prey. The wolf and the throne are inseparable. The stronger the internal predator, the more others sense your command. They respect the one whose hunger is disciplined, whose instincts are lethal, whose ambition is visible yet restrained. Power is magnetic. Controlled desire makes you irresistible in influence and untouchable in authority. You do not chase respect. You embody it, radiate it, demand it through presence and relentless internal cultivation. Feed the wolf wisely. Harness your hunger. Let it guide you, not consume you. Strike with precision, act with intent, and allow the controlled fire within to ignite victories that others can neither anticipate nor resist. Your ambition is a weapon. Sharpen it, restrain it, unleash it. Feed the wolf, command the hunt. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of foresight. Niccolo Machiavelli, life is a chessboard, and you are both player and king. Every interaction, every decision, every alliance is a piece in motion, each with potential to secure victory or invite defeat. To survive and dominate, you must see beyond the immediate skirmish. Study the battlefield of your world with precision. Observe the moves of those around you, anticipate their strategies, and expose the weaknesses they conceal. Predicting opponents is not mere speculation. It is preparation for the strikes you will make when they least expect it. Every sacrifice has purpose. The master strategist knows that short-term loss secures long-term dominance. like a chess grandmaster exchanging a minor piece to secure the queen's path. You must sometimes let go of comfort, of immediate gratification, even of pride, to position yourself for monumental gains. Each calculated risk, each temporary setback, is a stepping stone to sovereignty. Fail to see the board in 3, 5, 10 moves ahead, and you play reactively, surrendering the initiative to those who can. Patience is your deadliest weapon. Impulsiveness is the enemy of power. The world rewards the one who waits, who calculates, who strikes at the perfect moment. Acting too soon exposes vulnerability. Hesitation too long allows opportunities to vanish. Timing transforms strategy into conquest. The same gesture, the same action, executed in alignment with the flow of events, can determine whether you dominate or falter. See every relationship, every task, every challenge as a piece in your grand strategy. Guard your king, your core principles, while maneuvering pawns and knights, your resources and allies, with precision. Do not be distracted by noise, by petty conflicts, or fleeting desires. Each move must align with the long game. Each choice measured against the ultimate goal of control and influence. Your life is the chessboard. Master its patterns, calculate your sacrifices, and strike with patience. Move with foresight. Think 3 steps ahead. Every decision matters. Every delay carries consequence, and every sacrifice secures your position on the throne of dominance. Play the long game. Master the board. Men in general are quick to promise, slow to perform. Niccolo Machiavelli, your will is a blade, and daily ritual is the forge. Each morning, each deliberate action tempers your mind and body, shaping them into instruments of authority that cannot be bent or broken. Consistency is the edge of this sword. The small, repeated choices, the waking before comfort, the focus before distraction, the effort before ease, carve out your dominance over time. One disciplined morning compounds into weeks, months, years of unshakable control. Let each repetition be deliberate, precise, and unyielding, like strikes of a hammer on molten steel. Challenge is your crucible. Every temptation, every comfort, every whisper of indulgence is a test of strength. You must meet them head on, not with anger or hesitation, but with calculated resolve. The trial by discipline is a battlefield where weakness cannot survive. By voluntarily facing difficulty, by choosing struggle over ease, you harden your resolve and sharpen your instincts. This is not mere suffering. It is preparation. It is the fire that strengthens your blade and illuminates your path. The invisible battle is the most potent of all. Your resilience, forged in solitude and repeated action, radiates outward. It is seen in the calm command of your presence, in the subtle control of your words, in the unflinching gaze of one who has mastered themselves. Rivals sense it instinctively. They hesitate. They measure their moves carefully. They know they face not just a person, but a force that has been tempered in the fires of daily ritual. The aura of unwavering discipline is both shield and weapon, striking fear without a sound, asserting authority without a word. Commit to the forge. Show up each day to temper your will. Push past comfort. Face every trial with unwavering resolve. Let repetition, discipline, and invisible mastery become your strategy. Build a foundation so solid that nothing external can shake your throne. Temper your will. Forge your dominance. Men who wish to be obeyed must know how to command. Niccolo Machiavelli, you are no longer a player on the board. You are the board itself. Every move, every decision, every glance is calculated, precise, inevitable. You have honed your mind into a fortress, your discipline into armor, and your presence into a weapon. Others strike, provoke, attempt to unsettle you. But their attacks fall like arrows against stone. You are the master of reaction. The chaos of the world bends around your composure. Their schemes evaporate before your measured response. You control not just your mind, but the circumstances themselves. Respect becomes automatic, a currency earned through the balance of fear and admiration. Allies defer to your silent authority. Rivals hesitate in your presence, and strangers sense instinctively that to challenge you is folly. You speak without words. Your confidence radiates like a lighthouse in a storm. This is no arrogance. It is calculated perception. Every subtle gesture, every controlled expression, every measured pause becomes a tool of command. Presence itself enforces obedience. And in this apex, you discover the ultimate form of sovereignty. Freedom. Freedom not born of privilege, but forged in relentless strategy and disc. Apeline. You move with deliberate detachment, unbound by impulse, immune to manipulation. You choose your battles, your alliances, and your moments of action with surgical precision. The throne of absolute is not a seat. It is a state of being, where influence flows naturally, where authority is unassailable, where power is quiet, yet omnipresent. Do not seek the crown for display. Build it in mind, in ritual, in silence. Master reaction before action. Cultivate presence that commands respect without a sound. Achieve sovereignty that allows freedom in every decision. Stand unshakable, untouchable, undeniable. Command the world, bow to none. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. Niccolo Machiavelli. You stand at the summit, where every lesson, every trial, every calculated strike converges into a singular force. You are no longer chasing influence, power, or recognition. The world moves toward you. The energy of those who once sought to unsettle you now bends around your presence, drawn to the gravity of your authority. From the chaser, you have become the throne holder. Every glance you give, every word unspoken, every pause is a decree, a subtle claim to dominion. The battlefield of life has shifted. It is no longer yours to fight. It is yours to orchestrate. Strategic detachment becomes your weapon. You act not with haste, but with a surgeon's precision. Timing, perception, and unyielding self-command define your influence. You strike without striking, assert without aggression, and control without chaos. Historical masters, from Caesar navigating Rome's treacherous Senate to modern leaders shaping empires of commerce and thought, understood that visible force is weak compared to the quiet mastery of circumstance. You mirror this truth. When the world moves in rhythm to your calculation, victory is inevitable before the first clash begins. The predator's grace crowns your transformation. Ruthlessness is tempered by discipline. Decisiveness flows from inner stillness. You eliminate distractions, neutralize weaknesses, and cultivate patience until every action becomes inevitable, unstoppable, and perfect. Your mind is a fortress. Your presence is a blade. Your restraint is the invisible predator stalking the field of human ambition. Those who try to test you feel the weight of unseen mastery. Allies and adversaries alike sense that here stands a force neither impulsive nor corruptible. You have become untouchable, untamed, undeniable. This is the apex of mastery, the fusion of absence, stillness, precision, and psychological dominance. Every ritual, every cut of distraction, every silent observation has built this apex. You are the final form, the Predator King, sovereign over mind, circumstance, and perception. You no longer fight for respect. It follows you naturally. You no longer chase influence. It bends to your will. You are the quiet storm, the unseen hand, the measured strike. Do not stumble now. Own the throne of your mind. Command with unshakable poise and act with surgical intent. Let your absence speak louder than your presence. Let your restraint carve fear and respect into every observer. Become the predator whose grace terrifies and whose discipline inspires. Every move, every thought, every breath is now a weapon, a statement, a declaration of ultimate sovereignty. Rule without chasing, strike without warning, bow to none. He who wishes to be obeyed must first learn to command himself. The final battlefield is not outside, it is within. True power is not earned by pursuit. It is claimed by discipline, presence, and unwavering self-command. You must cultivate the throne of your mind daily, sharpening it with thought, action, and relentless consistency. Each morning, each decision, each pause becomes a stone laid in the fortress of your authority. This is the daily throne ritual. Small, deliberate acts that carve dominance into your character until it radiates outward, compelling respect without a single demand. Anchor yourself with the mantra of sovereignty. I act, I wait, I command. Repeat it. Let it settle into your bones. Action without recklessness, patience without weakness, command without arrogance. This triad forms the spine of every decision you make. When you internalize this rhythm, the world no longer dictates your pace. You set the tempo. You move with precision, influence with invisibility, and strike with inevitability. Empowerment flows from mastery. When you have tamed your impulses, disciplined your habits, and sharpened your perception, circumstances bend to your design. Allies follow, rivals hesitate, and opportunities align with the silent authority you exude. Mastery of self is mastery over life itself. Every hesitation you conquer, every distraction you dismiss, every calculated pause is a step toward absolute sovereignty. Do not chase. Do not plead. Do not react. Let your presence, your decisions, and your patience speak louder than words. Internalize the strategies, repeat the rituals, and claim the throne of your life with deliberate force. You are no longer at the mercy of the world. The world moves around you. I act, I wait, I command.